Hey guys, what's going on? Congratulations to all of you that signed up for the coaching program this week. I know we've had a ton of guys made a killing on a ton of trades. We also had a couple of guys that blew up their small accounts. And more of that in the next few videos. However, right now I want to spend a little bit of time to talk about Bitcoin and Bitcoin potentially making an explosive move to the upside. Now, I know you've been following our bearish videos on Bitcoin for probably the last few months. We predicted the Bitcoin drop from 60K down to 30K and so on. Been following the historic analog very closely, and at this point Bitcoin is trading at 33,900 at the time I'm recording this video, which is Sunday about 11 o'clock Eastern. So with that said, there's three main reasons why we think Bitcoin is about to make an explosive move higher. And if you haven't signed up for our crypto trading program, guys, you can do so by clicking the link below this video and getting started right away. Now, the most critical aspect of trading Bitcoin is identifying where the big money is going. And oftentimes, just by looking at the Bitcoin chart, it could be difficult to understand what exactly is happening with the big money. And for that reason, you may want to focus on some other charts that I'm about to show you. And we'll come back to this Bitcoin chart in just a moment. So the biggest secret of understanding where the big money is actually flowing is to actually focus on Bitcoin-related stocks. So we're going to pull up together a few Bitcoin-related stocks right now. The reason this correlation is highly important because when these stocks such as Mstr were hitting the tops at multiple levels where we suggested for you guys to short them, they did that before Bitcoin actually dropped. So understand the correlation here. Wherever Bitcoin-related stocks are going, this is where Bitcoin is going to make its next move. So stocks like Mstr, before Bitcoin started dropping, Mstr was already dropping. That tells you money was already getting out of Mstr before actual Bitcoin dropped. Same circumstance right here on the chart of Mstr. When Bitcoin bounced, okay, this thing started moving higher before Bitcoin actually started bouncing. And then when it looked like Bitcoin was going to continue moving higher, this thing already started dropping. So it is as if Bitcoin-related stocks are always just one step ahead of the price action in BTC. So looking at these charts right now, guys, all of these Bitcoin-related stocks, and I'm going to pull up a few more here for you to demonstrate the point, they're making a bullish cross. They're making the bullish cross, and we're using the 15, 13, and 55 moving lines here. And they're showing signs of really bullish activity at the same time while ATR is at the lows. When you see ATR is at the lows, guys, and it's there for quite some time, an explosive move could actually come in at any given moment. And we think that moment is now. Now meaning today, Sunday, the 11th, tomorrow, Monday, the 12th, Tuesday, the 13th. In the next 72 hours, Bitcoin is positioned to make an explosive move to the upside. So, again, if you've been following all of our bearish predictions on Bitcoin, we've been following a very precise historic analog. At this point, the historic analog timing is up. We will get back to that historic analog when we're going to get a better match on time frame and chart that coincides with the history. But at this point, the next move in Bitcoin is higher because every point from the historic analog that was pointing to it still a potential move lower in Bitcoin, the time has elapsed. So from the trading perspective, you got to give your trade a certain amount of time, and if it doesn't happen within the time frames based on the criteria that you target, okay, it's time to reposition. And repositioning right now would be to go long Bitcoin, not short. So Mstr, very nice bullish crossover. We've had a divergence, a bullish divergence on RSI. got bullish crossovers on MACD, and the ATR is at the bottom, which tells you that a bigger size move could happen at any given moment. Let's take a look at coin. All right, coin is making a bullish hook. Bullish hook right here, okay, is a predecessor to an explosive move higher in coin stock itself. So if you trade in options, this could be a highly lucrative trade tomorrow when we open up for trading in the stock market, because this thing can make a wild move in this coming week, guys. So things are looking really, really bullish for coin. Specifically, somebody has been accumulating a ton of positions, scooping up pretty much all the available shares in coin right around this level between 235 and 250 level. There's been a lot of institutional buyers coming in and protecting this level, not allowing coin to drop. Even on days when Bitcoin has been dropping, institutions have been coming in and buying the stock of coin consistently day after day after day, the entire week that just ended in the markets. So this behavior right here, guys, often, I would say 90% of the cases, will resolve to a big upward move in the stock of coin. So when we look at the behavior in coin, it is the predecessor of what is about to happen to the price action in Bitcoin itself. So we've looked at Mstr, ton of bullish signs there. We've looked at coin, and we've been really observing and taking action on this institutional buying activity last week. And at this point, we could get a rather explosive move. Why an explosive move can come? Well, because the ATR is still very low at the bottom, but it's just coming off the bottom. So we could get a substantial move higher in ATR, which would coincide with a really bullish momentum in coin. So a couple more stocks to demonstrate the behavior here. So we can look at Riot. Riot, as you can see, also a bullish crossover. After all this bearishness, right? After this bearish crossover right here, we already got a bullish crossover right here. And this level, despite of the price action in Bitcoin, which it did drop again since the last video we posted, the last bearish video we posted on Bitcoin, it dropped again. And it actually held that level of 32,000. So at this point, the path of least resistance in Bitcoin-related stocks and in Bitcoin itself is to the upside. So we want to trade in the direction of the path of least resistance. So at this point, all the buyers that wanted to sell and get out, they are out. At this point, the technicals show some definite bullish signs right here. And it's not like it's just one particular stock. We'll take a look at any Bitcoin-related stocks. All right, OSTK, strong bullish momentum. Bullish cross was right here. This is a semi-Bitcoin related stock and retail related stock, but generally, historically speaking, this has been very highly correlated to Bitcoin. So all of these stocks that we're looking at, guys, including the fact that everybody is so bearish on Gbtc. I mean, the whole world is so bearish on it. And this is exactly the time where everybody's expecting everybody to get out of Gbtc. Oh my God, they're going to unload Gbtc because of the expiration and the ability to actually sell it finally around the 17th. But that could actually coincide with an exact opposite move in Bitcoin, to where we're going to see a move higher in Gbtc, contrary to what I'd say 99.9% of the market participants are believing it to do. Now, the chart in Gbtc is not bullish, but we do have a bullish divergence I'd like to point out here. So the pattern itself is not bullish, but we see a divergence right here. As you can see, the lowest point on this chart for grayscale was right here when it was dropping to a level of 28. Recently, it dropped under 24 bucks, but actual relative strength, RSI, has edged up in relation to this prior level. So this is a case of a bullish divergence, guys. So despite of a chart looking rather bearish, this is actually going to transition into a bullish momentum just about the time when everybody's so bearish on Gbtc. And so we could get an explosive move to the upside here in the next 10 days. While ATR basically is at the bottom. I keep illustrating this point because it is important. When ATR bottoms, this typically will coincide with some great entries for you to actually establish a position before a strong size move could take place. So if we examine basically all these stocks, I just showed you 4 of them that are related to Bitcoin, they're demonstrating some bullish activity going on. There's bullish divergence that pretty much developed on every chart, even this bearish looking thing right here. But now let's get to the actual Bitcoin chart and glance at that for a moment. We have a development here where we're actually getting a bullish hook. A bullish hook in circumstances where ATR is at the bottom, guys. This is a circumstance where you could actually get an explosive move to the upside, at which point the blue line will cross the orange line to the upside. Now, if you're using the 50 and 200-day moving averages, you're probably not getting the same picture. Okay, so that's why it's important to switch to 13 and 55. Gives you more accurate reading on these bullish and bearish crosses. So with that said, we could see the blue line, which is the 13-day, moving above the orange line, which in this case is 55 days. Literally here in the next 10 days, it can take place. And knowing the structure of these candles, guys, I mean, there's just not many sellers remaining. There's not many sellers remaining to these levels, but yet there's not that many buyers. And a lot of people have been accumulating positions right here. Ultimately, it resolves to a strong move to the upside. Now, where can we go? We can go to 37,800. So we could see it right here. That would be the first level of resistance here. And if we overcome this 37.8 area, we can easily see Bitcoin potentially moving to an area of 42, 45 grand. Now, 42, 45 grand is not the area to be bullish at that point. It would be the area to short it, and we will do a follow-up video on that when the time arrives. So with that said, ton of bullishness we're noticing in Bitcoin-related stocks, which are generally, in the last few months especially, have been just a step ahead of the actual price movement in Bitcoin. So if you are not sure how to use this information to your advantage, if you're trading stock options, if you're trading Bitcoin with leverage, guys, make sure you schedule a call with a senior trading coach here at 13 Market Moves. Do not miss out on these crazy trades that we've got coming in the next week here. Take action right now. I'll catch you guys in the next video, and do not miss out on the next video because there's some wild stuff you're going to see.